Trump's global tariff blitz. President Donald Trump has announced a wave of new tariffs targeting 66 countries. Starting August 7th, Canadian imports will face 35% duties. A 15% tariff will apply to imports from the European Union, South Korea, and several others. The White House claims this move will restore fair trade, but markets are reacting nervously. Economists warn it could spark retaliatory measures and inflationary shocks globally. Even Trump's allies are concerned. Business leaders say it could push prices up and strain key supply chains. U.S. deploys nuclear submarines amid Russia tensions. In a bold show of force, the U.S. has repositioned 2 nuclear submarines to undisclosed strategic waters. Though not officially linked to Russia, defense analysts interpret this as a direct response to growing military tension. Some fear it signals a shift from diplomacy to posturing at a time when stability remains fragile in Ukraine. Gaza death toll rises sharply. More than 110 Palestinians have died today alone trying to access humanitarian aid in Gaza. The total death toll from the conflict now exceeds 60,000. Shocking footage shows chaos at food and water distribution points. In response, Canada has moved closer to recognizing the state of Palestine, joining a growing number of nations pressuring Israel diplomatically. Meanwhile, global protests, like one today in Sydney, call for a ceasefire and UN intervention. U.S.-China trade truce in final talks. There's cautious optimism in Washington and Beijing. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent confirmed that a new deal with China is within reach, ahead of an August 12th deadline. If talks fail, Trump's tariffs could extend to China, risking a collapse in trade relations and tech cooperation. Earthquake and volcanic eruption in the Pacific. A 6.7 magnitude earthquake hit the Kuril Islands early this morning, triggering brief tsunami alerts across parts of the Pacific. This follows a rare eruption of the Shiveluch volcano in Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, which darkened skies for over 100 kilometers and forced evacuations. Scientists link both events to tectonic stress from last week's 8.8 magnitude megathrust quake off the coast of Japan. Emergency crews report minimal casualties thanks to fast warning systems. Massive corruption uncovered in Ukraine. Ukraine's National Anti-Corruption Bureau has exposed a multi-million-dollar procurement scam at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. Several officials are accused of inflating contracts and siphoning funds meant for nuclear safety and modernization. The scandal comes as the country pushes for deeper integration with the European Union, and transparency remains a key condition. Political arrests and legal verdicts. In Mali, former Prime Minister Moussa Mara has been charged for social media posts criticizing the current military regime. International watchdogs call it another blow to freedom of expression in West Africa. Meanwhile, the EU's top court ruled that Volkswagen can be held liable for manipulating emissions, even if their cars technically complied with environmental limits. Consumer advocates hail it as a breakthrough ruling. The oldest space tourist. Meet Arvinder Singh Bahal, an 80-year-old retired engineer from India, preparing to launch aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard spacecraft. If successful, he will become the oldest person in history to cross the Kármán line, the boundary of outer space. Bahal says he wants to inspire the elderly to keep dreaming. Pro-Palestine mega-protest in Australia. Tens of thousands of protesters marched across Sydney Harbour Bridge this morning, waving Palestinian flags and demanding justice for civilians in Gaza. Despite heavy rain and police presence, the demonstration remained peaceful. This is part of a broader global movement calling for Palestinian statehood and an end to the war. No eclipse, just panic. And finally, a viral hoax claiming a total solar eclipse would occur today has been debunked by NASA. There was no eclipse visible anywhere on Earth, yet millions clicked into live streams expecting it. Experts warn this kind of disinformation spreads fast and can lead to panic or mistrust in science. That's it for today's top stories, August 3rd, 2025. From economic war to natural disasters, the world is moving fast. Make sure to subscribe to ASTA for more reliable, sharp global news updates every day.